was either, I was in the fifth or the sixth grade. I want to say the sixth grade. And this beautiful lady came into our lives. And I remember our date, our family date. My father, it was our weekend because my parents had divorced and um, my dad had started dating again. And this lady that he took us to see, she ended up being our stepmother. And I remember she had a son who was about a year or so older than me. I honestly believe I was in the sixth grade, which means he was in the seventh. So um, I remember our date was to Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut or Pizza Inn before Pizza Inn had to relinquish because of the logo situation. But I remember we went out for pizza because there were three girls and one boy, and then the two adults. So it made the transition a little bit more pleasant. She was real sweet. I remember her son kept kicking us under the table. My big head brother, he kept kicking us under the table. He was just being a boy at that age. He was just being a boy. And so he was gaining sisters, three, at the same time. So when I realized he was kicking, my one of my baby sisters kept looking towards me. So we switched places, and I sat next to him. So what I did was, being the eldest and the protective one, I took my shoe and I kicked him. First, I took my the heel of my shoe and I made sure his foot can move. And then I got him in his shin really, really good. Yeah, I did that. So then that's when I think she realized what was going on and she got after him because a mother knows their child, even if another child is reacting to it. Yeah, she, because she had watched us, she watched how my sister did not like where she was sitting. So I said, all right, sit right here then. I'll take care of it. She heard me say, I'll take care of it. So I think she figured out what was happening. And plus, like I said, a mother knows their child. So that was the date that introduced us to them and our families merging. And it was a little rocky transition, but it was still sweet. Eventually, we got to meet the rest of her siblings and our new aunts and uncles, and we so love them, and they love us. They do. It's no, my stepmom, stepbrother, um, half sister. It's just mom, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, grandma. Yeah, that's just what it is because the two of them, my parents, they created another child, which ended up being another girl. My father did not. He did not give us any boys, but when he remarried, we ended up with one. So yeah, so God had to give us one. That's our bonus for living in this lifetime. But yeah, he's my big head brother. My mom, her birthday is today. Her birthday is today. His birthday is tomorrow. So, yeah. So happy birthday, Mom. I remember our first date. I remember meeting you. I remember Daddy bringing this beautiful lady. I said, "Oh, she's so pretty." And I love dark skin. The darker your skin, I think I've always been in love with really, really dark skin. My father has dark skin. And my mom, the lady who's my stepmother, she has dark skin. I think it's so beautiful. It's so smooth. I used to just love just going to my dad's face and just do this. Oh my god, they have the smoothest skin. I love it. But yeah, that was a good day. I remember that date. It was a family date. Our first date as a family when we met them. And then I think before that weekend, before we went back to Mama, we call our stepmother Ma and our biological mother Mama. We know the difference. A lot of other people, they were like, well, which one are you talking about? So, but we got it straight, and they do too. But before we went back home to Mama that Sunday evening, we met her mother, who we call Grandma Mary. That woman was something else. Oh my goodness. I will never forget. This is such a funny. This is such a funny. And this video, although it's a countdown to my 55, but my mom's, her birthday is today. And I just want to talk a little bit about her and her family. Um, Her mother, Grandma Mary. Oh my goodness. I'll never forget. I think it was me, it was Grandma Mary, and I think it was Aunt Sonia, one of my mom's younger sisters. And Aunt Sonia, she and I, we hung out all the time. She was my protector, which is another story. Um, I'll tell that one in another video because we did so much together. Um, she was my protector, and I think we were at Grandma Mary's, and there were some guys who came by. They just walked by, and they said something really smart to her. It was very disrespectful and rude. And I'll never forget, she just looked, she said, well, you look better going than you did coming. I laughed so hard. It was so unexpected. It was so unexpected. But yeah. They just looked at her and just kept on going. But yeah, she was a funny lady. Very, very funny lady. What I learned most from Ma, my stepmother, um, I learned how to respect money a lot more. I did. That's the reason why I was big on saving. That was the reason why I used to do these cash envelopes before they were a thing, um, before people made a business out of it, I should say, because they were a thing back um, in the 80s when I was working a lot as a child. And but there weren't really, at least I don't know of any, there could have been, of businesses with these decorative cash envelopes and all that stuff. I used to go to the bank and I would ask for however how many envelopes from the bank that I needed, and they would give them to me. And that's how I separated my money for whatever it was I needed, or money that I needed to help my mother with the bills. Like in case if there was an emergency and she was like, I need about $10 more to make sure everything stays on, like the lights or the water or whatever, or to go towards the rent. I had this emergency stash, and each pay week I would put either $10 or $20 in it just to save up in case she needed it. And so I remember um, Ma, um, she taught me. I remember her getting into doing taxes. I remember her going back to school, going to business school, and she's an accountant. She knows her money. She does. This lady knows her money. Um, every so often we get together and we talk about the different changes um, that either the IRS or the government has changed, or if some banking system has changed something, um, or whatever like that, so that we could stay on top of it. But yeah, it was because of her that I learned how to respect finances and money. And that translated over into my marriage, which is another video as well. But I am very appreciative because I learned so much from her. I really did. I learned how to be more stable. I learned how to be more methodical, and I learned how to create systems. and evaluating those systems every so often to make sure that they were the best for that time. Because sometimes I learned, because I'm a very routine person, and I learned that sometimes you can create a system and it's going very well. But then sometimes as you evolve in life and you grow, sometimes those systems need to change, or sometimes a crisis can happen and that system need to change for that particular time, or just it just need to change. You need to update. So she taught me that, and for that I am very appreciative, because without her input in my life, I think I would be in financial ruin. I really do. So happy birthday, Mom, and thank you. I love you.